Breaking news, Errol Spence has announced his return and he let it be known that he will be heading to Vegas in order to challenge and fight the winner out of Fundora versus Tszyu. Well, apparently when Tszyu manager came out of nowhere stating that they will vacate the WBO title in order to avoid the Terence Crawford fight if they being offered the Errol Spence fight, he wasn't just saying that randomly. Clearly, they've been in talks. And when Steven Espinoza revealed that the reason why Crawford versus Errol Spence rematch fell apart was because Errol Spence was not ready or fit to fight Crawford due to his injuries. And that's why Errol Spence told Crawford to move on, because he don't want to hold him back. That reason apparently only applied to Crawford. I guess Errol Spence wasn't ready or fit to fight Crawford. However, he's more than fit and ready to fight Tszyu versus Fundora winner. Remember, the key difference between Crawford and Tszyu/Fundora is obviously they flat-footed, and we know Errol Spence does great against flat-footed fighters. You can ask Ugas. This is why Keith Thurman called Tszyu a flat-footed Mexican. Either way, if Tszyu beats Fundora this Saturday night, Tszyu is still a dangerous fight for Errol Spence, and we don't even know if Errol Spence is still the same. However, one thing for sure, like Errol Spence said before, he really doesn't take tune-ups. I mean, even after a devastating loss like Errol Spence suffered against Crawford. On the other hand, Crawford really got played by Errol Spence because Errol held him back during the rematch clause process, only to turn down the fight against Crawford for the rematch and then steal his opponent after that against Tszyu. Crawford could have been back and fought Tszyu or anyone else. However, he couldn't, since Errol Spence had a rematch clause and they kept negotiating the rematch only for the rematch to fall apart. Nevertheless, go ahead and drop your thoughts in the comment section below, subscribe below, and to be continued on the next episode of Akhi TV. Peace out. Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I want to ask you, Steve, why did Terence Crawford and Errol Spence rematch fall apart?
Well, look, Spence definitely wanted his get back. He definitely wanted another shot, and obviously, Crawford, being the gentleman that he is and the businessman that he is, he said, okay, whether it was exactly the terms of the rematch clause or not, he was certainly willing to do it. But then, there's some eye surgery, there's a recovery there, and there's a reality that it's not fair to keep Crawford waiting forever to do that. So I think it was, look, they put their heads together, tried to make it come together. Other factors came in, including the eye surgery, including some medical things, and they each decided, look, let's not hold each other up over this. So I think it was not, again, one of those, it's like this guy was scared of that. No, it's none of that. It was, they were both willing to do it, both interested in doing it. It just couldn't come together as quickly as possible. We're not sure when we're going to see Errol back. And in the meantime, it makes sense for Crawford to be free to do whatever he wants to do.
Listen, not to overlook this fight. But Crawford activated his mandatory to fight you next, according to the WBO.
Yeah.
How excited are you for that? And what's your message to Crawford if he's listening?
Yeah, that's great, man. That's an opportunity to become great for sure. This is the first opportunity to do things that no one else does, to save the show, to still start this historic card, and once the opportunity arises for Crawford, then that's going to be a war.
How different is the kind of pressure you could apply versus like what Spence did? Because Spence tried to apply pressure and just the counter punching was like a buzzsaw he walked into.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that be the case with you, potentially applying pressure?
Yeah, I think, in my opinion, I think Spence was, I don't know, it didn't look the same, in my opinion. I don't know, from the get-go, he was off balance. maybe weight trained. Yeah, it was different. And me and him are completely different style. You know, he's southpaw, I'm orthodox. Yeah, so it's good.
Would it got talked about a little bit for June or July. Is that too quick a turnaround for a big fight like Crawford? Or it could be Crawford or
July. So what is it now? March. Yeah, I've had 4 fights in 12 months. So
it's kind of the exception to the rule these days.
Yeah, it's part of the plan.